All right, a couple headlines I want to talk about. The first one's the more timely, because even though our hazards are set to expire tonight, I think the possibility exists that we'll see, yes, snow falling on Monday, but we could see these hazards extending at least through midday Monday, possibly late. But this storm system is already tracking east, so we're left with the backside energy, and how strong that energy is will determine whether or not these hazards go a little bit longer throughout the day on Monday. But as it stands tonight, storm continues tracking over the divide to our east on this Sunday evening. Not a bad wrap up to the weekend, but this is really just the first of 3 storm systems. We're going to catch a bit of a lull later, and then we get another round of flurries on Monday, and that'll continue Monday and Tuesday, with yet another opportunity to catch a lull Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then we're going to be looking at a bonus storm system for Thursday and Friday. So this is an extended period of unsettled winter conditions. As far as snow totals go for the valley elevations, we're going to take this day by day, because there's not a lot of opportunities until later next week when we have the colder air. There's not a lot of opportunities. We will see some flurries moving across our windshield on and off. We did today, and we'll continue to do so through this upcoming work week. Unsettled is the order of business. Careful driving through the mountain zones. We've had a tough weekend down in the San Juan Mountains. Also, if you're heading locally through the I-70 corridor, just because we're not under these watches, warnings, or advisories does not mean that you're going to be free of encounters with snow or winter weather, so just take it easy, please. These first 2, well, the first one coming to somewhat of a conclusion in the next 12 hours. The second storm system coming online for the early week period, Tuesday. Both of these systems have been tracking into the southern zone, so very beneficial snow totals for the San Juan Mountains, where we're looking at not a ton of snow, but we're looking at 1.5 feet, up to 2 feet in isolated areas, but 1.5 feet has been the going rate, and then of course 5 to 10 up on the Uncompahgre, even 15 in some instances. So both of these systems that come through, they're not putting heavy snow down, but they are putting heavy layers of snow, and that's the water content. So the second system, yeah, beneficial. But even, the central and the northern mountains are picking up the snow, and that'll continue. Now, once we get past the midweek lull and we start to see a third system, that's all going to be determined by whether or not the high pressure system guiding these storms, guiding all this moisture, the atmospheric rivers towards us, whether or not that high pressure system expands in the Pacific Ocean. In doing so, that could cut us off for that third system. Depends on how large that pressure system becomes. Right now, it's just steering everything, and this is where we're at right now into tomorrow morning. So light flurries on and off throughout the day. Make sure you're prepared for Monday's mild temperatures, because that's going to probably eradicate any snow flurries at this point. But we'll be looking at some light rain and some rain-snow mix. Temperatures aren't as cold as I'd like to be. The problem is it's colder higher in the elevations. Higher up you go, it's going to be colder air. So as that snow falls down, it loses that cold and gathers a little bit of warmth, because our surface temperatures just aren't cutting it. So we'll lose the snowflakes and we'll gain some rain. And that's good for the gauges. We're looking at Tuesday as a more significant opportunity for mountains to get snow. So it was, as you recall, Sunday, Tuesday. And we're still keeping an eye on Thursday's storm system. That one will have much colder air, because that expanding high pressure system I talked about, it's also, as it expands to a moderate size, it's also going to push the storms up into the Pacific Northwest and then let them swing down. So they'll dip into some Arctic air, and we're going to feel it in our lows, and we'll experience it in the afternoon highs. So if that high pressure system doesn't get too anonymously large and cut us off altogether, it could be very beneficial for temperatures and snow. That's the third system later this upcoming work week. Same holds true for the Montrose area. Being that we're further to the south, we had a little bit more impacts with half-inch snow recordings early this morning. We don't expect a whole lot of snow on Monday. We catch that lull, but late Monday I think we'll see some snow showers redeveloping. We will have some cooler temperatures, and getting into Tuesday morning with the second wave of energy coming through, second cold front if you will, we will get some snow out of this. But as far as accumulations, we're still looking at less than an inch. So not really, well, it's not gangbusters. It is for the mountains, so be careful driving through there. And yes, if you're looking for that third storm system later next week, it should have colder air. And if all things time out, it should be a more beneficial storm system than what we've been dealing with for these, well, for the one today and the one in the beginning of the week.